Don, we've been playing a ton of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, and we have a lot to say about it. I think mostly positive because I've been loving it, but what do you think about the
Yes.
game so far?
No, I've been loving it too. So to be fair, I was already in love with it during. Fortunately, we didn't get that talk about it because it was a bit a little too late, too close to the beta. But
Yeah.
played it already a bunch at Gamescom. Like I was stuck in a room for an hour playing the new levels. Um, and man, I was already having so much fun that I was telling like the Sega employee there, I think I enjoyed this a
Yeah.
lot, like a lot, a lot. And now that I played it all of yesterday, um, which was a weirdness, like they already unlocked the digital deluxe edition. Usually, Sega has a set time for this stuff,
Yeah.
where I do it like at 6 p.m. my time, but it was already unlocked when I woke up at 6 a.m. It's
Oh,
like,
really?
oh, okay. Well, I don't have much going on at work right now. I'll play a bunch of Sonic
That's
Racing
yeah. So
CrossWorlds.
I guess that's interesting that it
Yeah.
came out early. But yeah, going back to like we played this. I guess I
Yeah.
got a code for like the closed beta, and I played like 15 hours in that, and I was like, oh, this game
Mm.
has the juice. Like this game is so much fun. Then there was the open
Yes.
beta. I played that. I think I played like 7 hours of that. I played it on Switch, and surprisingly, it's not terrible on Switch One. Like obviously, I'm excited for the
Mm.
Switch 2 version, but like I've been primarily
Yes.
playing the final release on PS5. And
Same.
man, it is just a blast. It's so arcadey, it's so frantic, it's so chaotic. And that's the thing, right? Like all these items are like all over the place too, right? Like you're getting hit constantly.
For sure.
So like I guess what do you think about that aspect with it? Like just having the items everywhere.
I would qualify it as being Mario Kart with Sonic. I mean, it's still roughly the same thing. I do think you have more control over it with the gadgets.
Yeah.
Like the gadget system, if people don't know, basically you have a bunch of slots where you can assign different elements to, and those will play part into the race. Little icons. And you can equip up to 6 slots, and some of them will take 2, some will take 3, some will take 1. I sort of focus on having a quick recovery and attack items. So I get certain items a bit more than other people who focus on, say, playing more defensively.
And that's exactly
But
me, and that's like the coolest thing about the gadget system. There's so
yeah,
much variety there that like you were like, oh, I go for more attacks and like a
yeah,
faster recovery. I'm the complete opposite. Like I'll go for the defensive items. Like I have the defensive and the hazard one, and those take up 1 and 2 spots. So there's already 3 spots taken. And I think the last one I
sure.
have is the item where, or you don't lose items. So like when you get hit, your items don't get dropped with
Yeah, yeah,
specific
yeah.
items, which I love because at the final like lap or final race, the final track, like the third lap or whatever, sometimes I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hold on
Yes.
to my defensive items. I need to cross the finish line. I don't want to get hit by the boom boo, or I don't want to get hit by like the slamming things or the slime or whatever. There's so many items that
Yes.
can just constantly hit you no matter where you are.
No, 100%. I personally think like playing a bit defensively is fine. I feel like in a kart racer you need to focus more on speed and attacks because
Yeah.
you have to go through that crowd. I do see the play of being defensive. It's not for me. I need to go all out and get to the front of the pack as quickly as I possibly can.
And now, next time I play, like, I'm gonna try that because I haven't even tried out those gadgets yet. I haven't tried out the attack one. I tried the quick recovery, and I do really like that because there is a big difference. Because some items, when they hit
Yeah.
you, they destroy your timing. Like, you're just sitting, you fall back from, what, like, 2nd or 3rd place, all the way
No, for
down to,
sure.
like, 7th or 8th. Like, you get chopped down
No.
relatively quickly, which is
Yeah.
pretty crazy. But yeah, the gadget system, yeah, I'm in love with it. I think there's so many cool, unique things that you can do. I just wish there was more license plates that you can have because I think the game only has 5 right now, and I wish there was more because I'm
Mm.
always going in and I always want to try out new things, but then I have to like
For
write
sure.
down or just remember, oh, did I try out this set of gadgets before? I should try out this one. Like I really do like the drifting one too, right? Where I put all of them, all
Right.
6 stats to just the drifting. And when you hit drift level 4, you eventually get that shield, which is awesome. But again, like it only works
Yeah,
on like
yeah,
a certain
yeah,
amount
yeah.
of tracks because there's only a certain amount of, I guess, turns that you can actually hit that level 4 at. So it's really situational. And that's the thing, like some of these gadgets are going to be super situational, right? Like especially
Yeah.
the ones that make no sense and it's so funny that people use them is like the boost whiffs at the start of the stage or the start of the lap or whatever, or even more funny is like the monster truck. It's like, why are you using the monster truck right away? It makes no
do.
sense.
One of my license plate sets is with the monster truck.
It's just, it makes no sense because it's like, okay, I'm just going to use this right off the bat. I'm going to try it at some point. And the one I'm seeing a lot more now online is people using the Dark Chow, because it gives everyone items right off the bat. So like once you start, you see the red ring above you. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get hit. And the next thing you know, everyone has 2 sets of items. And that's where the chaos just goes out the window. Like it is just, everyone's just throwing stuff right off the bat. Like we haven't even reached the first item box and everyone already has 2.
Yeah, I think the interplay with that is so much fun. I think I already have used all my 5 license plates now,
Yeah.
and I'm sort of trying to delete stuff that I don't use. Like when you have like a full scope of, say, deck of cards, and you're constantly changing them to do something fun in the card game you're playing. I'm a similar situation now with the license plates, where I have 5 sets of license plates, and now deleting one, adding stuff. Oh,
Yep.
I'm in the same situation again. Deleting, adding stuff. Oh. I want to try this. I will tweak this, and constantly keep going. Also with the constant unlocks you get in ranked and through completing races.
Yep.
You always feel like you need to change something, and that's such a strong element of this game.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how impactful that is. Because I will say, honestly, in the same sense, I don't think like the cards per se make that major of a difference compared to the gadgets.
I think the gadgets in same thing with like the characters. I think gadgets are number 1. Then maybe characters or vehicle or 2 or 3. Like it might be a tie between them. But
Yeah.
gadgets are where you want to keep your priorities. Even like you said, like when I finish an online match and if I'm doing really well in first, maybe I'll stick with that license plate. But if I get like 7th or
Sure.
8th, I'm like, wait a minute, like maybe I should have had more defensive items, or maybe I should have focused on like speed or rings or something. Like what was holding me back in that match? And that really,
No,
again, like
100%.
I'm not sure how soon like the meta will be like set in place for this game and like what people are really going to be focusing on, but there's so many
Yeah.
gadgets that I don't think we're going to be able to figure it out right away, which is good. It like gives longevity to the game, which I'm excited about.
No, for sure. I think with all of the stuff they have in place, particularly with how many gadgets there are to play with, I think there's can so much be done.
Yeah.
I do think that, despite me not thinking that the highest priority, I do think that the character selection overall is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, the character selection, like you said, going from especially the previous Sonic Racing games, like the first one, Sonic Transform, and then Team Sonic Racing, especially Team Sonic Racing, where it was the first time that it was only Sonic characters. And even you look at the teams in that game, it just makes no sense. It's like, why is Vector with Blaze and Silver, right? No, Vector is part of the Chaotix, right? He is like the leader of the Chaotix. So where's Espio and Charmy in that game? That made no sense. Or even like removing Cream from Team Rose, it was like Big, Amy, and then all the Chows. It's like, no, you're supposed to have Cream and Cheese part of Team Rose. And this game fixes that out, fixes it so well, because when you go into the race park and you play against those said teams, like they don't add anyone that doesn't need to be there, right? Like I thought it was going to be like when I first started racing those I don't want to call them shadow characters, like rival characters. I was like, oh, who's going to be on Team Silver and Blaze? Like, who's going to be on Team Dimension? But they just left them alone, which makes sense. It's right. It's only those 2 on a team. Or even same thing with like Zabok and Zaz. It's only those 2. Like, they're not going to add a 3rd character to their team just because they need to do that. Or even you look at Team Eggman, right? Like, Team Eggman has 4 characters on his team. It's Eggman, Eggpong, Metal Sonic, and Sage, right? And these teams all make sense. And that's another thing about Race Park too. Like when you race against these teams, you actually unlock their carts, which is awesome.
I also think you can get their AI type of outfits at some point. Yeah, I've seen people playing with it online. I'm not sure how you unlock that yet, but that's
I think you get it through the friendships. So like once you do a certain amount of things.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you do a certain amount of races in Grand Prix. You unlock the friendships tab, which is in options, and then from there you give each character a certain amount of tickets, which I think it's going to take a while to get to those like rival outfits, because I think the first friendship level I think is like 100 tickets and 300. And then maybe like 1,000. Like it's gonna be, and it's for each individual character, so it's gonna take a while to get those outfits.
Right. That's gonna take a while indeed.
Yeah, go back to like the roster. Yeah, the roster is super solid, right? Like I don't think there's anyone that we're really missing from the mainline Sonic games here, right? Like maybe some spin-off characters or whatnot, but what we have for a base roster compared to previous Sonic Racing games, I think this is top tier. I think this is one of the best, if not the best roster.
I do feel at some point that they need to add more of the world Sonic characters or one-offs, because I mean Sage is there. Sage is a really cool character, especially after Final Horizon of Sonic Frontiers. I really like Sage, but man, I also think they should add more off-the-wall characters that just make no sense to be there.
Well, you say off the wall characters, like who are you thinking? Like, do you want Chip here? Like, Chip will be the
Yeah,
smallest
Chip,
character.
why not? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
The Werehog is here, why not Chip? Sure.
Yeah, exactly. If the Werehog can be here with no voice and just throw in Chip. I guess, and the other character things, like, I don't know how much it bugs you or whatnot, but like the season pass, right? Like some of these characters are just, I don't know if they're fitting. They're more in line with the guest characters from Sonic and Sega Racing Transform, right? Like they had like third-party guest characters. They're, I don't think, as bad as those ones, right?
No.
Like there was like Football Manager, there was like someone from Team Fortress. Obviously you had like Danica Patrick and Wreck-It Ralph.
Fair.
It was just odd characters, but these ones I'm like, okay, like I can see them to some degree interacting with Sonic, especially like the video game characters, right? Because they were already with Sonic and Smash Bros, right? Like Steve and Pac-Man. It's like, okay, those ones make sense. And I'm a big fan of like Ninja Turtles and SpongeBob, but again, like I'm like, do I really need them here in my racing game? But it's okay. Like the Sonic cast is already so good that you can add these other characters on top of it.
To be completely fair, I do think Football Manager made sense for the PC version because of how popular Football Manager is on PC. But
is it that popular?
Yeah. But other ones didn't make as much sense. I mean, Team Fortress made sort of sense, but Danica Patrick didn't make much sense at all. I'm sort of shocked by the fact that she was a character in a Sonic Racing game, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just, they just needed to tie in. I don't know what the tie-in there was. Or even if you look at the first Sonic Racing game, they had Banjo-Kazooie exclusive to Xbox 360, which I guess they try to tie that into like Nuts and Bolts coming out around that time, which I think Nuts and Bolts might have released beforehand. And I'm a huge Banjo-Kazooie fan, but I was playing the game on PS3 instead of 360 at the time.
Hey man, in the original Sonic Racing game, we got Mii's, which were pretty fun.
Oh, I forgot, the Mii's.
Yeah, their animations were actually pretty hilarious. I love that. So, no, I always welcome the guest characters. I think they're really fun. I think the lineup, particularly for the Season Pass of CrossWorlds, looks really interesting. I don't hate any of it. I think it's pretty cool. What I do think is sort of annoying is they're only getting one track each.
Yeah.
Because they're going to fill up like one crossover cup at some point in the future.
I did notice that.
Yeah, and I think that is sort of like a bit weird. Because you're basically waiting 3 months for a full cup to be unleashed.
Yeah, that is odd, and I don't think they mentioned anything about cross-world tracks coming with these characters. They're just mainline tracks, right? Like, if you look at the cups, it's just, what, the Minecraft one, what's after the Minecraft one? SpongeBob, and then...
SpongeBob, yeah.
They don't have a third one yet for that cup, but
no,
I assume it's going to be like
Pac-Man
or maybe something. But yeah, it is odd that we're going to have to actually wait a very long time to play all those cups. And again, they don't have any cross worlds. But finishing up with like the characters, again, like the Sega characters, I think are pretty exciting too, and they're free DLC, which is awesome, right? They started this game out as like a Sonic game, and then they're like, okay, we're going to tack on the additional Sega characters compared to the past Sonic Racing games, where it's like, oh, it's Sonic and all the Sega characters. But yeah, like so far we have Hatsune Miku, we have Joker, and then what's his name from Like a Dragon. I guess those
Ichiban.
later, Ichiban. Those two are coming out at a later date. But again, like I think there's like 13 slots that they're gonna fill with Sega characters. So this is gonna be super exciting to see like previous characters from other Sonic Racing games come in, and then new characters that have never touched a Sonic Racing game before.
I wonder if it means we'll get something every month together with the DLC packs, and even beyond the DLC packs, still something every month.
I think that's gonna be the. I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be the case because it's 13 characters. That gives them, if they do one character a month, that's going to give them a year to spread out these characters. Hatsune Miku was already when the game released, and then Joker followed by Ichiban. So yeah, I think they're going to do a cadence of releasing a Sega guest character every single month. And if you played the demo or the last open beta for the game, they also tied in like the Joker event where you get like decals or banners when you participate in those races when that character comes out, which is awesome. But yeah, I guess let's talk about the tracks because we haven't really touched up on them too much yet. And then the track selection here, I think, is one of the best. And one of the things that they kind of fixed from previous Sonic Racing games is that like fatigue, or I guess I don't want to say laziness, but the lack of variety in locations in the previous Sonic Racing games. Especially if you look at like Team Sonic Racing, like the first 3 tracks in that one cup are all on Planet Wisp, and then you followed that. I think it's all like in Roulette Road or Bingo Highway or whatever. Like they just stick to those locales for 3 different tracks. But in this game, in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, it's like no. Like I don't think there's really any overlap, right? Maybe overlap between the games, but the locales are completely different.
Oh yeah, the locales are definitely different. I do think that some games are sort of relegated to simply being cross-world tracks, which is sometimes a bit bit annoying, I would say, but
Yeah.
also a bit sad because I do, for example, I love Sonic Colors.
Oh yeah.
And two of them are CrossWorld tracks, but there's no main track basically in one of the top.
What is it?
I'm like,
Sweet
huh.
Mountain and what's the second one?
Starlight Carnival.
Oh yeah, Starlight Carnival. That's why I was thinking that. I was like, oh wait, no, that's also from Transform as well, but it is originally from Colors. But yeah, it is odd that, like, I guess that might be like the only issue I have. These tracks are amazing. I love the different locales, but again, like, I wish there was more variety in the games here, because like you look at Sonic Unleashed, like there's 5 levels from Unleashed, but then you look at something like Adventure 2. I think Adventure 2 only has Metal Harbor, Radical Highway, and then you look at Adventure 1 and there's nothing. Adventure 1's my favorite, so I'm like, wait, really? You couldn't throw in like a Station Square or Mystic Ruins or like an egg carrier stage in there? That's what I would have loved. But looking at all the tracks, all in all, I think they're fantastic. Especially the Secret Cup, right? Like the Secret Cup with Kronos Island and then North Star Islands and then followed by White Space. White Space is one of the coolest tracks because it feels like you're actually in that stage, because I eventually did like a side-by-side, and it's like, oh my god, like it feels like they ripped it directly from the game. And the third and final lap for that track is like you going up to what is it, Black Doom at the very top before you fight him in the Radical Highway stage. So like it does transform the color of the stage, because it's all white and then Black Doom comes in and it's like all red, and you're eventually on a little part of like Radical Highway, or you can kind of see it in the background and whatnot. But yeah, like those 3 are fantastic.
I'm gonna make a really stupid offhand comment.
Go.
So, if you were in White Space, in the second lap track would be Radical Highway, you would get the full Shadow Generations experience.
I was thinking that, no joke. I was like, I haven't had that yet. I've been on Radical Highway so many times, but again, if you went from White Space, Radical Highway back to White Space, it because half of the levels in that game, you start on the level, whatever it may be, like say like Rail Canyon, or what's the first stage? I can't even think. It's from Adventure 2.
Oh god,
Space Colony
I know what
Arc.
you mean.
Space Colony Arc.
Yeah.
You start in Space Colony Arc, and then Radical Highway, and then back to Space Colony Arc. So yeah, it is really the full Shadow Generation experience there.
Game though, don't get me wrong, it's a good game.
Yeah,
it is pretty funny to have that experience relived somehow in a completely different Sonic game. But no, like, I really like the track selection in this game.
Yeah.
I think my favorite, ever really going into that, I think my favorite is Marketplace.
Oh wait, Marketplace is fantastic.
I love the remix they did of the music. Running around the rooftops is so much fun.
Yeah.
And hopping off, doing a trick, and then continuing around the corner, it feels so perfect.
Yeah, that stage grew on me. At first, I was like, I'm like, I've seen this so many times in like Sonic Generations, and I saw it in previous Sonic Racing games. But the more I play, I'm like, the music there is fantastic, and the level design, it's grown on me. And again, speaking of the music here, we have to talk about it because the music is so freaking good. And when they first announced the Jukebox system, I was like, oh, this is exciting because I can pick and choose like individual songs for each track. But that was kind of my, I guess, thought process for it, which wasn't the case, because I thought it would be more in line with like a Smash Bros. Or something that I was playing recently, like Tekken 8, where you get to pick each individual song for each individual track, which is not the case. The best thing to do is like you can make like a favorite set list, and then you can pick each individual like set list for lap 1, lap 2, and lap 3, which I am totally okay with now, because the Sonic soundtracks, especially for this game, are outstanding. And to hear 3 different Sonic tracks in the span of like 3 minutes, I'm like, okay, that's all I need. Like I'm on par with this. Like I'm on set with this. I love this.
Yes. Yeah. I think music has such a huge impact on games like these.
Yep.
Like you saw also what happened with it during Mario Kart World. It made such a huge impact.
Yeah,
they have a really solid foundation when it comes to its soundtrack. I will say, like in general, I'm like really happy with the tracks they selected. I wish there were more like really outskirts or really more interesting solutions of weird tracks that they have not revisited in a long time, or do something completely new with them, because some of them are repeats from older
they definitely are.
Sonic Racing games. They still do interesting stuff with them. Don't get me wrong, they do good stuff with them, but it's also like, it's fine to try a new location once or twice. It's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, like I said, it's better than reusing those assets for 3 stages, right? Like in previous games, it's like, oh, here's Planet Wisp, but you're on it for 3 different tracks.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, like, going back to what you're saying, like, oh, go pick a game or obscured Sonic game, like maybe Sonic Shuffle, like throw in a Sonic Shuffle stage in there, right? Like that would be so bizarre, it wouldn't make sense. But again, like you can throw in any stage in here.
What about Sonic R?
Exactly, throw in Sonic R. I don't know what stage you would pick. Probably the first one because it's so iconic, right? Everyone's played the first stage, but Sonic R only has 5 stages, so realistically, you could have put the whole game in here. It could have played on all those tracks.
The music, come on, let's go. Yeah, the music is great in that game. Why not?
I love the music.
I also think like the crossover stages are really fun.
Yeah.
We already talked about the 2 Sonic Color stages, but like the special one they made specifically for CrossWorlds is such a trip and a half that I would really love to look at. And then
wait, which one are you talking about?
The neon one, the very neon-y one.
The neon one.
It's basically the same as the background box art of this game.
Oh, like E Stadium? Are you talking about like the main track or?
No. It's just a crossover stage.
Is it the digital one? Digital.
Yeah,
I think that one's.
It's sort of digital one.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
But it's not the one from Sonic Frontiers, but the actual digital looking one.
Okay.
And then a special stage from Sonic Lost World for some reason.
When I saw that for the first time, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this is the stage they pick. I'm like, maybe they picked it because of Pac-Man. I know those little, like, furry ball things kind of look like Pac-Man, and he's gonna be in the game at some point. But I'm like, yeah, they really picked this out of all the Lost World stage. I guess it's better than, what's the first stage that's also in Smash Bros? Windy...
I like Windy Hill.
Yeah, I do too. But I guess
it's wrong with Windy Hill.
I'm happy that it's just not another like grassy stage.
Sure.
I guess compared to this, it's like these are just wacky colors. You go from flying to driving to flying again. And I guess we haven't even talked about that, like the transform element here, because that was removed from Team Sonic Racing. But that was a major part of transform because it's in its actual name. So like, are you pretty happy with the transformations here?
Yes, I think the flying just worked as it should.
Yeah.
Sometimes have to get used to the hang of like racing across the water because you don't drift anymore, you then jump.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm holding it for a long time and then expecting me to fly off further into the distance, but no, then I jump, then I do a trick, and then I fly further into the distance. So that's sort of a reset button in my mind to remind myself, hey, if you let go of that button, you will jump.
Yeah, it does trick you up because you're so used to just drifting constantly. But when you hit the water, it's like, no, you have to tell yourself, be like, hey, no, this is a jump button now. It's more so for jumps than for drifts. And stages that like trick me up on are kind of like Water Palace at the very end, that turn there, because you're doing a lot of jumps. Because it's a lot of straightaways at that part, or leading up to the final part before you have that turn. And even, I think it's Golden Palace. It's in one of the Lost. It's a CrossWorld track. I don't even know the exact name. But Golden Palace, one of the final section of that track, is also like a giant bend or turn. So with that one, I'm like constantly like hitting the walls because I want to drift, but again, it's more so like a jump there.
No, for sure. No, yeah, Golden Palace is an interesting one. I've had it the most out of any CrossWorld track. It's also one of the more original ones because it's based on the Dompa character from this game.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Like, he also has his own track that's part of the Eggman Grand Prix. It's the first one. His own, like, that. He's got a factory level too.
Right. Yeah. But it's a cool one. But now, like I said, overall, pretty happy track selection wise.
Yeah.
I think as we're going like more towards the end, I will say that when it comes to cards, I think the cards also look really cool, and I like how you can customize them.
Yeah.
One thing I don't really like, I don't know how you feel about this, I don't really like the hoverboards.
Oh, I'm the complete opposite. That's my number one used type of vehicle right now, the Extreme Gear. I've been using that constantly. I've been going between the Extreme Gear and Speed for my types of vehicles.
Enough.
So yeah, I've been loving it. I think it's more so just like a nostalgia thing because I love Sonic Riders on the GameCube. So I was like, oh, I'm happy to use this. And again, like it wasn't in the previous betas, I don't believe. I don't think it was in the closed one or the open one. So this was kind of like the first time that people had hands-on with it, or at least my first time with hands-on with it. But I've been loving it. And I guess that's the thing, like it is meant for like the boost. Like that's, your stat level goes up with that because it's primarily boost. But that's the thing, like if you look at characters, they all have their individual like style. And I think the only one with boost is Miku. Like there's no other boost characters in the game right now, which is kind of odd.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about Jet, but Jet is speed, of course.
Yeah, I would assume that Jet would be boost because of Sonic Riders, and he's also green, so that would kind of tie into that. But again, the colors don't have to coordinate with anything. But yeah, if you look at Miku,
for sure.
like she is the only one with boost, which is kind of odd.
Is it interesting? Huh.
Yeah, I looked over. I'm like,
I think about that.
Yeah, that's the thing. You would think that there would be other characters with that stat, but yeah, she's the primary one.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't think it was uncontrollable. I could do well with the hoverboards. I'm just not well suited for them. I'm too used to using a cart.
Yeah, then stick with the cars. Which one? Which ones have you been sticking with? Handling, acceleration, power?
I think handling is something that I got really used to using. Like I love having like very sharp corners, and I also had to change that a little bit in the control settings where I changed like the way that you handle certain elements in the game to 10.
Oh.
It's standard put to 5, but if you put it on 10, you can take a bit more of a sharper corner, which I prefer doing across
Wait, are you
racing
saying
games.
that's like in an options thing?
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. I gotta take a look at that. At first, it sounded like it was like a gadget because I know there's some gadgets that actually boost your stat level for individual stats. But that's good to hear that you can do that in the options.
It's definitely a setting in the menu, and somebody told me that during I think a stream that I did of the open beta, and they're like, "Hey, if you want like specific movement," because I was talking about movement a little bit, you can go to the specific option and change it to 10. I'm like, because it's currently set to 5. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you.
Easy fix.
Yeah. So it fit more to the line to how I like to control in racing games. So it changed a lot of the ways that I interact with that game also a lot, and it felt a little more snappier. Because the static controls, to my liking, are a bit more loose.
Yeah.
And that's for some people that's can be completely different. They can be fine with the more loose controls. They can be completely accurate. For me, it felt more better to put those controls on. I remember not exactly remember what that setting is called, but I put that setting on 10.
Yeah, I'll have to go into it and look at it. But I guess, the last thing before we go, because we talked about everything, like the characters, the courses, the music, the vehicles. I think the only other thing we need to talk about, like, is this game going to be able to, like, live by side, like, alongside Mario Kart, do you think? Like, the experience, do you think it's completely different? Do you think Mario Kart is just going to outlive this game? Do you think this game has, like, legs or longevity for it? Like, what do you think the future looks like for these two titles?
The thing is, they're not doing much currently with Mario Kart World, and I'm not sure if they're gonna. It does seem like this game has a plan in place and sticking to it, which good on them. Like having a year of support is really honorable, even beyond what you do with a season pass. It honestly depends how everything will play out. I'm very positive that this game will get a good amount of support and good amount of content continuing onward. What that content will look like in the grand scheme of things beyond what they promised remains to be seen. If they even add more stages beyond what they're promising, I'll take that.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna expect it. Like I'm not foolish to say I'm gonna expect them adding so many more stages to really add to this content-wise of this game. Because like they already built like a really solid foundation with this.
Yeah, 100%. Like what they have already here is amazing. Like I'm loving it so far, and on top of the free characters and the season pass, like we're gonna be playing this game for I think a very long time, and that just makes me think like, when is the next time they'll be able to announce like the next mainline Sonic game, right? Because we had Shadow Generations last year. Before that, we had Sonic Superstars. A few years before that, we had Frontiers. So we have to know like they're definitely working on like Frontiers 2 or whatever the next mainline game is. So since this game has support for what we seem is probably gonna be like a year or so, maybe they announce the next mainline game next year. Maybe it comes out in 2027 at that point, because by that rate, like I think it'll be like 5 or 6 years of a gap between Frontiers and the next game.
Hey man, I still need to finish up the Switch 2 version of this game.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That is so true. That's coming out later. That still needs to come out. I'm already talking about like future games.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a timeline. I wouldn't be shocked if we see it before the end of this year, before the year closes. But even if that happens, that would be like maybe in December. Because man, they unsure when it's coming to Switch 2, and that's ultimately why I didn't decide to pick it up on Switch, because I would want to play it on Switch 2 specifically, not a Switch 1 version on Switch 2.
Yeah.
While it runs well in open beta, and I tried a little bit, I would rather play it specifically for Switch 2. But even then, I'm still very happy that I bought on PlayStation 5 because I'm having a really good time with it.
Yeah, me too. Like, again, I played the open beta on Switch. I played it because that was the only way I could play the open beta at that time. But having it on PS5, it runs perfect. Like, I have no issues so far with its performance and everything. And I'm excited to try out crossplay because it does have crossplay, which I haven't even tested yet. So I gotta figure out friends because we're both playing on PS5, so we'll play with each other at some point. But that doesn't test out the crossplay.
No, for sure.
But yeah, Don, I think that's gonna do it for this video, right? Where can everyone find you?
You can find me at Nintendowns on Blue Sky, Twitter, Twitch, what have you. That's NANTNDAAN.
And you can find me on my personal channel. That's Steftendo, STEFTNDO. Go check it out. But until then, we'll keep you guys posted with more videos on Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you, everyone.